like change the world, make things better, I'd say go for it.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Toy Business Unbox Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Shea. Today we have Miguel, the CEO of Recontour, and he's also a seasoned toy industry expert. In today's discussion, we'll talk about his journey growing multiple different brands inside and outside of the toys and game industry, and his journey so far, about some of the struggles, some of the decisions that he had to make over the year to make sure the company can continue to grow and also scale. So thank you so much for having you on our show today.
Hi, Jason. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so before we dive into the interview, can you kind of share with our audience a little bit about your background and how do you even got into this industry and like starting all the different brands that you have right now?
Yeah, so I'm an engineer by education. I was working in the telecom industry the first part of my career. And then in 2013, I got the opportunity to join Amazon, which had been recently started its marketplace in Spain. And I was hired to be a senior vendor manager or a buyer of their toys retail group. So yeah, suddenly I basically was myself in a new industry, in the toy industry that I didn't know anything about. Managing more than 100 vendors, from big like the Mattels, the Legos of the world, to very small vendors, and really try to get a dent on the toy market, where Amazon was really like a new player in Spain at the time, because he had just launched like a year and a half before I joined.
I see. Well, I don't have a lot of personal experience with Amazon Spain. What are some of the things that you notice, since you have a lot of experience comparing Spain market to US market?
Well, it's like the way Amazon manages is kind of like different stores. They normally try to replicate what work in other markets. So
okay.
Normally they try new things in the US, then those things are replicated and maybe adopted a little bit in other more mature European markets like the UK and Germany. And in Spain at the beginning, it was a lot about just having all the selection that Amazon had in the EU. So Amazon has this thing that is called the European Fulfillment Network, where basically a piece of inventory that is available in Germany it can be bought by any customer across all Europe if it meets the regulatory requirements to go cross borders and everything. So a lot of the work that we had initially was to just make that selection available, okay? But then a second stage, it really needed to develop those vendor relationships in Spain. Like there were some very specific Spanish vendors that they didn't have a relationship with any other Amazon marketplaces in Europe, and obviously the Spanish customers were looking for those products. So we had to establish those relationships. And then there were the multinationals of the world, like Mattel, Hasbro, Lego, that they have their own country managers and their own sales operations, and we had to cultivate those and establish those relationships to really offer the best selection of products at the best price to Spanish customers.
I see. And how long were you in that particular role? How many years?
So I was there 2 years.
2 years, okay.
So yeah, it was really like, as you all know, like toys is very, very seasonal business. I joined in August, so I was basically thrown into a Q4 right from the get-go. And Q4 in Amazon, they're hard. You learn a lot. I was there 2 years, but it was like I had the feeling that I was there like 5 or 6 for a long time.
Yeah, it's like drinking from the fire hose for sure. So
yeah,
a lot of
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and then what inspired you to transition from like a corporate position to launching your own business now with like managing multiple brands?
Well, I started another business before Recontour. So in 2016, I started Emantina.
I see.
Emantina, it's a wholesaler of all kinds of products. So basically, when I was in Amazon, uh, like things changed very quickly. At the beginning, I really joined like a startup, but then it became corporate very quickly, and
Yeah.
I was a little bit fed up from of that. That was kind of like the stuff that I left in the telco industry before I joined Amazon at British Telecom. So yeah, so basically saw an opportunity where Amazon needed to help to get all the products in the world in their store,
Yeah.
and I basically became Mantina became an enabler for that. So we at the beginning working with my previous colleagues, the buyers of other categories, we were basically going for those brands or those SKUs that for whatever reason Amazon couldn't get. And we started with a couple of brands, but we ended up with more than 1 million SKUs. And I took that business from zero to 3.2 million euros in annual sales to a 7-figure solid business in 5 years. And yeah, and that kind of like that was a bootstrap business. I kind of like saw, wow, like I really like being an entrepreneur and being in charge of my destiny. And yeah, and in 2019, I met another e-commerce entrepreneur that was kind of like in a similar situation where we both had started a business several years ago, and we were looking for a new challenge. And we started brainstorming and about, okay, what could we do in the e-commerce space to leverage our previous experience. And that's where basically all the aggregator boom was happening. So there was like these theses that basically say, okay, the same thing that happens in private equity, where a company acquires different brands and then they try to manage it as a portfolio, achieve synergies, economies of scale, was starting to happen in e-commerce, and there was a lot of investment happening. So we decided to found Recontour in 2020. We at the time it was really, really hot, so we got funding pretty quickly. We try to focus ourselves in a very specific niche. Like most of the aggregators, that were looking at big brands that were making $5+ million in revenue, and we saw that there was bigger potential in smaller brands, somewhere between $500,000 and $2 million, where you could really take them from where they were to a much bigger scale quicker, also with more risk. But we thought that a lot of those brands that were kind of like being left behind, a lot of other aggregators, they were ignoring them because they needed to deploy their capital too quickly. So we decided to focus on that niche. We acquired 5 brands and had an exclusive distribution agreement with another brand. And two of the brands that we had in the portfolio, they happen to be toys. So we had the first brand that we got in the portfolio is Shackable, which is a beach paddle game. That brand, we didn't acquire it. It was an exclusive distribution agreement that we did with the original founders of the company, which was a friend of mine that we went together to the Tax School of Business at Dartmouth. And saw him playing with the toy at our reunion, and got the conversation started. They needed somebody to help them take the product from Kickstarter to the next phase, and we said, okay, we just started this business, can we help you guys? And then in 2022 we acquire Best Chess Set Ever, or Best Night Games, which is the chess set company that we still currently have in the portfolio. Like Shackable, unfortunately, last year we decided to discontinue the brand, and we're liquidating the last inventory that we have from it. But Best Chess Set Ever is one of our flag brands in the current portfolio.
I see. Yeah, I think that was a very interesting model. And just like you say, in a couple of years ago, it was kind of like all the rage. You see all the news, the PRs, billion-dollar aggregators. It was pretty a crazy time. But then I think the industry as a whole also kind of went through some of the turbulence. There's a lot of aggregator actually went out of business altogether, including Stracio, one of the biggest one in the industry. What do you think is like what did they did wrong? Like why did they even went out of business despite of all the capital, all the manpower, all the advantage they had back then?
I think there was, first of all, there was a rush for moving too quickly and to deploy that capital that basically made a lot of these companies to pay crazy multiples
Yeah.
for businesses that didn't have that long-term success guaranteed at all. Okay, so they were
Yeah.
buying companies that they had very unstable foundation, and they paid crazy multiples for them. That's something that I reckon too. We never paid more than 3x for any of the business that we bought. We were very cautious about them,
Yeah.
and some people end up paying like 8, 9, 10 times
Oh,
EBITDA
wow.
earnings
Yeah.
for that. So you really need to scale those businesses, and you're kind of like putting yourself in a very difficult position because these purchases, most of the aggregators also, they were done with debt. And when debt was cheap, it was okay, but then the interest rates went up, and
It's
they
get
had
very
to,
risky. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So they had to repay that debt, and that put them, a lot of them, into very tough situations. I guess another point that made all of this happen is that many of the people that got into this aggregator business, they were not people familiar with e-commerce. They were people coming more from finance and
Finance. Okay.
financial engineering type of
They are
stuff.
not a great operator in the e-commerce world to
Yeah,
begin with.
and to make these things work, you really need to be an operator, and I think it's becoming more and more challenging because most of the people at the time, 2020, 2021, they were okay just doing with Amazon as a marketplace. But now you need to have your own D2C store.
Yeah.
You need to have B2B. You need to have TikTok Shop, and that adds a lot of levels of complexity to manage all of that. And I think
I
that
see.
that complexity was not fully understood
Understood.
by a lot of these leaders that were not coming from e-commerce. I think those are the main reasons. And we were more cautious than the average. And it's true that both my co-founder Kevin and myself, we were both experienced operators. I can't say that this has been a home run. I don't think it has been a home run for everybody, because I think a third thing that didn't really happen is that a lot of the value that was expected to be created was supposed to be achieved by economies of scale, but doing what the previous owners of these companies were doing with a lot fewer resources. And those efficiencies, they didn't really materialize in a lot of cases.
I see. Okay.
So that's something that we struggle ourselves, and that it has taken us a number of years to get to a moment where we say, okay, we're profitable right now. We have a stable, predictable business. But it took a while, integrating these brands and making them all well oiled and work together. It's not easy.
And from my perspective, correct me if I'm wrong, what I noticed in some of the brand during the acquisition process is the brand identity actually got lost in the process of the merger. Like, for example, some of the smaller brand, I think a lot of the brand identity is attached to the founder because they have such a huge and passion and a vision for the brand and how they brand want to look like. But once they get merged to those bigger company, a lot of those messages get lost, and all the brand is there, but there's no strong differentiators. But do you feel like the same when you see other bigger aggregator that's buying like 20, 30 brands all at the same times?
Yeah, I think it happens at all degrees of scale, especially for a big aggregator, but it even happened to our scale. I of the 3 brands that we have, I'm not like a core user of any of them. Okay. And I don't have that passion that the original founders have. I try to have it, but it's really hard. It's something that in the end, it's more like I feel more passion for the industry overall and for e-commerce than for fall in love with any of these particular brands.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely also another challenge. That once you kind of like lose that passion of the founder, it's hard to achieve the same. Like you really need to build a really good team,
Yeah.
be very very professional about it,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's also true that sometimes passion, it also has like the other side of the coin. Like it can make you do irrational things because
Yes, yes,
not
for
really
sure.
thinking things. You're kind of like making decisions with your heart instead of your head. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, true.
but overall, yeah, losing that passion, I think it's a disadvantage and it's a challenge that all anybody who had acquired a brand,
Mhm.
they need to be aware of before making that step.
Yeah, and one thing I want to follow up, since you have experience launching so many different brands across multiple industry, but I know launching the brand, even at the company that's already doing maybe 500K, to for them to take them to multiple seven figures, there's a lot of strategy involved. How do you really approach, for example, if you are looking back your own journey, how are you building awareness and trust in like the specialness, like especially for smaller brand in the toys and game industry? What are some of the strategy that work really well for you and your brand?
Well, like awareness and trust. Like the brands that we acquired, they were primarily strong in Amazon. Okay, and
Yeah,
how do you do that in Amazon? You're part of a platform and you're basically playing by the rules. It
yeah,
it really comes on the way that you present your product and also how your product is perceived by, for example, customer reviews and customer ratings. Okay, so that's something that you need to be super on top of it all the time.
yeah,
Whenever there is a bad customer review, look at it in detail, understand, okay, is this a one-off thing, or is there a real underlying problem here that we need to fix? Okay, so
yeah, yeah,
that's something that it's absolutely key. Like we haven't been great in selling our products direct to consumer, and that's
yeah,
something that we're working on.
yeah,
But yeah, when you're doing D2C, you have a lot of other ways to communicate with your customers
yes, yes, yes,
that you do when you're just in Amazon. Okay, so
yeah,
you have social networks to speak to your customers. You have your own customer support that deals with anything either proactively or reactively once with your customers. So yeah, you have many more means of having keeping open that dialogue, but it also requires a lot more work. Whereas in Amazon, it's everything basically done for you, and you just need to
mm,
make sure that those reviews are stay the same. Okay, and in terms like what worked for us, like a scaling. So both me and my co-founder, we came with a lot of experience from selling in Amazon,
yeah,
and one of the ways that we try to grow our brand so that we have been more successful is really by geographical expansion. So
oh,
the
okay,
brands that we bought, they were either present just in the US or the US and Canada, and
yeah,
we have launched them in Mexico, we have launched them in the
oh,
EU,
okay,
launched them in the UK,
in the
and
UK, okay,
it's something that it requires a little bit of work because yeah,
yeah,
you need to make sure you need to meet the regulations of the different countries. There's
yes,
like
yes,
toy regulations
yes,
in the
yeah,
UK, the EU, and Canada, and you need to have all the certificates to prove that your products are safe and all of that. You need to also establish kind of like the basic taxes in each of the countries because you're going to be selling, and every country wants to get their share of the of your business.
yes,
Uh,
of course, yeah,
so you need to kind of like establish that compliance layer also.
mhm,
Um, but yeah, that has been the most successful way. We have tried growing into different channels. So we, for a number of years,
yeah,
until 2025, for example, we tried selling in Walmart.com,
okay,
and that was not successful. It was
it's not
always kind of like a
profitable, okay,
yeah. Like I think it has to do also a little bit with the nature of our products. Like our products, they tend to be more on the premium high end side of the
oh,
spectrum.
yeah.
Walmart customers are kind of like looking more for
Yeah,
value
Walmart is
products.
the opposite. It's the people that's looking for the cheapest and the most affordable product that usually shop on Walmart.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we've been trying to grow D2C. We've been successful primarily with our longevity botanicals brand, our supplements brand.
Okay.
But yeah, we and now what we're trying to work a lot is more B2B, so selling to wholesalers and retailers.
Oh, okay.
And in the last year, we've been trying to push a lot Fair, which
Fair.
is this
Okay.
marketplace
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
connects brand owners with the
Hmm.
small retailers.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, it's growing, and it looks like a promising channel. And we have a couple of also strong relationships with retailers. So, for example, Best Chester Ever Best Night Games is available in Barnes and Noble. This is like a relationship that we already inherited from the founder of the business, but
I see.
that it makes the product visible in physical stores, which is always helpful.
I see. How about TikTok? How is the? Are you also doing TikTok shop?
So we haven't done anything. It's in our plan for this year.
Oh, okay.
It's a channel that we are right now exploring and trying to learn the best practices. We don't
Yeah.
want to reinvent the wheel. We want to go with a playbook that is proven.
Yeah. Of course.
Because normally, whenever you get into a new channel, what you know from the other channels doesn't work. So you really need to go with a clear
Yeah.
set of processes and things that have worked for others. So yeah, that's one of our priorities for this year. But yeah, we haven't started yet.
I see. I see. I see. So I guess how do you balance growing multiple brands while ensure each one get the attention that it deserves? How do you structure your team? Do you have like dedicated team member for each brand, or is this the same team that's kind of just share managing all the different brands?
So we kind of like tried both. We tried like brand managers at the beginning, where we spread the brands between different people, and
Yeah.
we realized that didn't really work.
No. Okay.
Like when you have like multiple brands, it's hard. But what you really need to do is have like best in class standardized process and SOPs. It's like if you're good at managing quality assurance or customer support,
Yeah.
and you adapt that customer support to meet the needs of all your brands,
Mhm.
then the whole function is going to work well. And
Yeah.
that's what we have focused on. Now we have a centralized approach,
Okay.
and yeah, it has worked a lot better than when we did it when we had it broken down by brands. Like each of the brands was kind of like their own little kingdom, and there were no team transfer from one to the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's much better to have it all centralized and try to apply best practices. It's also easier to scale, to reduce fixed cost. So yeah, that's what we learned a little bit the hard way, because yeah, as I said, we tried both ways.
I see. I see. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what are some of your main focus for this upcoming years to grow all the different brands?
So we're trying to grow into. So we have like a pretty substantial growth target. We're going to try to grow 50% year on year.
Okay.
Um, that is a mix of a lot of initiatives. So I was just discussing this with my head of growth the other day. We had like 27 different projects, and we're going to have to.
There's a lot of projects. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna try to. So we have a couple of, for Best Night Games, Best Chester Ever in particular. We have a couple of Amazon marketplaces that have shown a lot of promising sales, and that
Okay.
we just did the toe in the water. So those are gonna be Mexico and UK. So
Mhm.
we believe that we can really grow those. Then we're going to try to grow our direct-to-consumer sales
Mhm.
through bestsellerever.com, our direct-to-consumer Shopify website.
Okay.
Uh, and then we're also going to try TikTok Shop, as
Okay.
we mentioned. And
Yeah.
then finally, I would say that it's best B2B. So we want to work on those relationships, get back to some customers, some clients that they haven't bought product from us, some toy shops
Yeah.
in a while, and also really try to get the most out of Fair and try to get more sales through that channel, because doing very little, we saw some promising results, and yeah, those are the main areas where we're going to focus. And then we have become also quite good at PPC management, and we think that it can become really a growth lever. PPC, we tried it absolutely everything. Like we tried with 2 or 3 different agencies. We tried bringing it in-house with some VAs. In the end, what worked for us was really bringing as a core function of the business and educate our people. So we invested quite a lot of money in training them in PPC management, and now we have a team that I feel really proud about, that are doing a really good job. They kind of like are able to keep the tacos, the advertising spend under control. And I think really the challenge for this year is how we can really grow and try new different types of campaigns. Like we've been mostly focusing sponsor products and sponsor brand videos, but there's a lot of different new formats that are available and that are new that we should be checking out.
Are you doing DSP for any of your brand?
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
We don't have the scale to do that in any of the brands. But for example, there is these like new video features for sponsored products that Amazon just released, and now with AI you can really generate videos very easily with your products, and so we're gonna try to generate a bunch of content so that we can use that. And then we're gonna also try to do some advertising in social networks, which we haven't done at the moment. So we're gonna go to all the meta platforms and try to see if we can drive traffic both to Amazon or our D2C sites to get new customers through those channels.
I see. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know you have some of your product with you. Will you mind sharing with the audience like one of your product and like how does it look like?
Yeah. So this is the so in Best Test Ever, we currently have 2 SKUs. At some point we had 6, but we decided to kind of like focus on the ones that were really making a difference and the ones that have better customer feedback. So we have these chess sets. They're primarily meant for people that play chess regularly, people that like, for example, playing tournaments, that are in chess clubs. So they're kind of like higher quality chess sets than the average thing that you can find in a shop. And this is our quadruple weighted chess set. We have it available in triple weighted and quadruple weighted. So these are very heavy pieces. Like one of the unique things of our product is that we have a double-sided silicone board. So it's green on one side and black on the other. This is this is a patented design, and people that like especially playing tournaments, they like the contrast of the green so that they can really see the pieces more clearly. And the pieces, they're just like beautiful. Like there are our own design. Like this is a version where we have like these googly eyes that it's kind of like an experiment that we do. But yes, you can see they're very detailed. Like look at the hair of the horse. Let me show you, for example, like the rooks. They're very heavy, so they have like this feeling when you put them on the mat. They're like the pieces, they're not gonna move.
Oh, it's pretty big, yeah. It's the full size.
They're big. They like when you move them, they'll stay. They have like these felted bottoms that allow them also to slide them. If you want to slide them on the silicone board. But they're heavy. That have that nice feeling that like if you're playing, I don't know, for example, in a park, the wind is not going to move them. Okay. And they have that nice feeling. Like a lot of times, I don't know, like somebody's playing chess, they can like touch the board and all the pieces go to the floor. Like these ones that are, it's gonna be hard because of the weight that they have.
I see. Yeah. And that's one of the best selling SKU in the brand.
This is actually our second. So this is like really the most premium product that we have.
Yeah.
I have here also the 3X, which is it's kind of like more for the general public, but yes, as you can see here, the pieces they are they are slightly like this. These are this is the 4X and this is the 3X. So
Oh, okay, okay. Slightly bigger. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
they're taller. Also, the design is a little bit less sophisticated. So, for
Yeah.
example, let me get the knight. Let's see where is it. Here it is. Yeah, like this is the knight of the 4X. This is the knight of the 3X. So it's a little bit less elaborated. Like both
Oh, okay.
both of these products, we have our own mold, so they're unique designs, and
Oh, okay, okay.
they're not kind of like out of the box molds that you can find in any chess set. So these ones have been purposely designed for us, and yeah, they come in these kind of like nice bags so that you can carry
Okay.
them. Uh, and they're very also like these box you can put it anywhere. You can put it in a bag if you want to take it for a travel. So they're also good to move around and to take to tournaments. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I see. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that as well. How do you see some of the trend that you're noticing within the toys and game industry, especially around like your category, like chess?
Well, the good thing about our category is that it's not very trend. It doesn't suffer of many trends. So chess is 1,500 years old. So
Yeah.
it's one of the oldest games in the world, but it's also one of the most widely played games in the world, and that is why we really like it because in when I was working in Amazon, I saw that like all of the trends, it's just nuts. Like especially if there is any sort of licensing or things like that, like what's popular today is not popular tomorrow,
Yeah, yeah,
and especially in such a seasonal category where you have to make all of those huge inventory purchase decisions
yeah,
for the holidays. It really takes a lot of risk.
yeah,
So when we were looking at the brand, we said, okay, let's look at this is good because it's a very old game. It's going to be popular. It's true that when we bought it, it was right after this TV show, the Queen's Gambit, in Netflix had been released. So it was like an extra spike of interest in
Oh,
chess.
okay. I see.
Uh, and but yeah, but it's like for us is really evergreen, and that's why we are in this space. Like I think in toys, because of the seasonality, like you really need to try to focus on the stuff that stays if and remains. If you're just focusing on the trends, maybe you can make a lot of money for short periods of times, but there's going to be a lot of risk involved, and
Yeah.
we were just not we didn't have the appetite for that. We decided to focus on something that was more evergreen and predictable.
Got it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So, as we're kind of wrapping up today's interview, if you have to share just one piece of advice with someone that's just getting started within the toys and game industry, what would that be?
Well, I would say that really, like if you're thinking about getting it, like get it if you really love it. Like it's a very hard industry to play in because of that seasonality, because most of the production of goods is in Asia, and with the tariffs and all that, that has become
Yeah.
harder. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be, and no matter what, how much experience you have, like every year there's something new. There's like a new
Yes. Yes, I
and
agree.
you're
Yeah.
gonna have to go through very tough times.
Mhm.
So I think you better have that passion for it,
Mhm.
so that can really take you through those harsh times.
Mhm.
Like don't go into it if you don't love it, or if you are just like not super into it. Like you really need to have that passion because it's going to be hard, and that passion will really allow you to get to your goals.
Yeah, I think that apply. That's a very good piece of advice, and I think that apply to almost all the different type of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship itself is not an easy journey. There's a lot of things that life was going to throw at you.
Well, but there are other businesses that they're just unsexy and nobody's interested in, and they're super profitable, but they don't have much competition, precisely because they're not sexy. Okay, and if you don't have the passion for toys, I would say like don't get into it. Like one thing that I remember, this is something that one of my so this is the Simba is this toy manufacturer based in Germany. They're really big, and I had a relationship with them as a buyer when I was in Amazon. And one of the things that he told me is that most of the people that get into this industry, they stay forever until they retire. It's an industry that most of the people, like other industries, people come and go, but in the toy industry, people stay there for many years. And I think it's really for that passion. It's not all toys are meant for kids, but it's kind of like that pleasure of playing, whether you're an adult or a kid. It really draws some type of people into it. Have that passion for it, or probably you won't be there in the industry for a while.
For sure. Yeah, that's a very good piece of advice. And for our audience that would like to learn a little bit more about all the different brands that you have, where is the best place for people to find you online?
Well, for the best place to buy our like chess sets is bestchessetever.com. If you're a retailer and want to carry our brand, there's links on that website also to go to our fair shop or our B2C shop. We have a bestchessetever.biz also. And if you guys want to reach us by email, the best email is bestnightgames@recontour.io. Recontour is RECONTOUR.io.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. We'll make sure we put that into the show note. And thank you so much for your time today, sharing your journey and your wisdom within the industry.
Well, thank you very much, Jason, for having me. It's been a pleasure. And if anybody wants to reach out for knowing more about our products or about my entrepreneurial journey, I'll be very happy to connect. I'm also active in LinkedIn, so people can look for my name there and connect that way.
I see. Thank you so much. And thank you for our audience for tuning in to this episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. I hope today's conversation gave you some practical insight and fresh inspiration for growing your own toys or game brands. This podcast is proudly brought you by Toy Launch, a leading marketing and growth partner for toys and game company. At Toy Launch, we help brands scale on Amazon and beyond through full service account management, advertising, SEO, creative, catalog optimization, and more. If you're looking for a proven team that understands both the toys and game industry and the e-commerce marketing, we're here to help. If you like a personal breakdown of your brand, your opportunity, and your best next marketing move, you can schedule a free consultation with us. Just visit toy-launch.com/schedule. And if you want to connect with other toys and game founder, join our free community, Toys and Game Launchpad, at Facebook. And for more resource update and industry insight, visit us at any time at toy-launch.com. Until next time, keep innovating, keep creating, keep bringing joys to toys. This is Jason Shea signing off on the Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, everyone.